Are you looking for the best rides to enjoy while at Epcot? Well, today I am going over my top 5 picks, only top 5. And you know what I like to do? I like to jump right in and get you started. Number 5 is Frozen Ever After. And although it replaced the most beloved ride that we as fans loved at Epcot, Maelstrom, it still is popular since its 2016 debut. Frozen Ever After uses audio animatronics that improve on the facial animations that we see on one similar to the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. There are also no new songs in this attraction, but original songs with revised lyrics by the original composers. So when you get onto this ride, you will board your own boat that's going to take you through the beautiful land of Arendelle. This is on an anniversary of when Anna saved Elsa with an act of true love. Isn't that sweet? Just love those sisters. This is officially declared Summer Snow Day, and you get to experience the excitement of everyone as you are progressing through the ride. While you're in the queue, you will see a lot of ads that everyone's getting really hyped for this day of celebration. When you do go through the ride, from my experience, is that you do see some of your favorite characters and classic scenes that you may have remembered from the film. But one of my favorite parts is when you get up to the pinnacle and you see Queen Elsa sitting there with all the beautiful wintry blues around her, frost, and just feels like a wintry wonderland. And then she is hitting the pinnacle of the song Let It Go. That's when that boat goes backwards, reminiscent of the Maelstrom ride back at Epcot way back in the day. Then you go down running into marshmallow and some snow geese. And at the end, you make a slight splash. You won't get too wet. I don't think you get wet. I don't really get wet. Maybe I get like a little mist. Then you'll run into Anna, Elsa, and Olaf as they are celebrating the official Summer Snow Day. It's a great way to end the ride. This dark ride is about 5 minutes long, and if it's something that you really want to do, I would suggest that you head to it first thing when you arrive at Epcot. Other than that, try to get a Genie Plus upgrade, and if you can't do the Genie Plus upgrade, then just pack your patience and wait in that line. Number 4 is Soarin', and I could say Soarin' over California or Soarin' around the world because at Epcot it has been changing back and forth. And this is where you will ascend and take flight on your hang glider. And it is so realistic as you are soaring over California and you are seeing the beautiful San Francisco Bridge, the majestic Pacific Coast Highway with the incredible views of the Pacific Ocean. I love it. And then you're going through the beautiful river rapids, the mountains, the lush orange grove trees, and with all of this you are smelling the smells that you would smell up above on your hang glider, and you are feeling the breeze in your air. But the one thing I do love about Soarin' is that soundtrack. And if you are experiencing the Soarin' around the world, then there is another soundtrack that's similar to the one on Soarin' over to California. And this one is performed by the London Studio Orchestra. It is majestic, it is magical, it gives you all the feels. This is one of the rides at Walt Disney World that you must do. It seems simple. The technology is amazing. The immersion of being a part of this incredible views, like as if you're really flying, like I love it so much. And when you're on Soarin' around the world, you get to see some of the famous iconic structures such as the Eiffel Tower, the Great Wall of China, Mount Kilimanjaro, and so much more. I love this ride, and I hope that you give it a chance on your adventure at Walt Disney World. Lately, post-pandemic, you can get in that line within 35 to 45 minutes on a regular day. On a busy day, of course, it can go up to like an hour plus. And on like one of them chill days, you can actually get on it within 15 minutes. So don't miss Soarin' around the world or Soarin' over California. Now, number 3 is Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. I am a fan of this ride. At first, when I got on it, I was like, it's cool. But the more and more I ride this ride, the more I love it. I love that they go back and forth between the French language and the English language. And before we get all of that, just know that this is a new section added to the France Pavilion. As if the France Pavilion wasn't already beautiful, this new area makes you feel like you're walking down a quaint little street of marketplaces, shops, and just the locals just enjoying their everyday life. And then you walk upon the new Remy Ratatouille's Adventure queue entrance, As you slowly take in the sights, sounds, and smells of the new area, you will go through the cast iron arcade to enter the Remy's Ratatouille adventure area, where the details of how real-world France and Remy's France is very evident. As you approach the ride from the outside, you will notice that the attraction looks like Gusto's restaurant. You'll then hop into the Ratmobile and be magically shrunk into Remy's size. Remy and Chef Gusto are trying to figure out what to serve the guests in the Ratmobiles, and of course, the renter is Ratatouille. Suddenly, you fall through a window pane and onto a restaurant kitchen floors. It's a mad dash as you are led by Remy to get you out of harm's way through the kitchen, including a cold storage room, which is my favorite area of the attraction. After a while, you think it's safe, but you now end up in the dining room of the restaurant and chaos ensues. Linguini helps you and Remy escapes while Skinner works to get rid of the rats and guests. You eventually make it to Chef Remy's Bistro restaurant while you join the colony of rats, Remy and Chef Gusto, on feasting on scrumptious ratatouille. It is such a cool ride and it's great for the whole family. I'm even surprised when I go to Epcot with some adults that they're like, actually, this is one of my favorite rides of today. So this is why I added this to my top 5 rides at Epcot and one that you must enjoy. Now we're at number 2, which is Test Track. It is still a fan favorite and it is still fun as I don't know what. When you get on here, you get to go through the GM process of creating your own futuristic, high-tech, high-quality, efficient ride. I love it. I love this process. When Test Track debuted, it replaced World of Motion, which was another beloved Epcot classic edutainment attraction. However, there were no complaints once Test Track came to be because it was and is absolutely incredible and has been a top attraction at Walt Disney World since its debut. Now let's go over what you can expect on Test Track at Epcot. Once you choose your car and you get it nice and you trying to hit all them scores in the queue, you will then use your magic band to save your features that you put on your car. You get to boarding the vehicle, you're gonna scan it, and then the car that you created scans for you on a vehicle, and then you'll see how it fares up versus everybody else in your car, especially if they're from another party or within your party and you guys are trying to be competitive. You go through a lot of the OnStar testing, from brake runs to figuring out if your car is heat or cold sensitive, can it tolerate it, and then one of the final tests is the speed test. How fast can you get your car up to? And this is where you will get that 65 miles per hour worth of adrenaline pushing through you in the car as your car is pushed to the limits. It is incredible, and believe it or not, it is family friendly and your kids would enjoy it too. They might be a little scared, just talk them through it and you will certainly enjoy it. My favorite thing to do is to ride it at night. I love that nighttime vibe because you're in there testing inside the building and then you are thrust out into the nighttime. And that's where you could possibly see the fireworks happening if you are one of the last people getting on that attraction. Now we're at number 5, which is Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, which is the first roller coaster at Walt Disney World to feature the Marvel characters. This is my favorite ride at Epcot outside of Living with the Land. Sorry, Living with the Land. I wanted to put Living with the Land on here, but I was trying to do more of an unbiased list with your reviews. Guardians of the Galaxy is Disney's first backwards launch roller coaster and Epcot's roller coaster ever. That means if you have ridden it within the last year and a half, then you are part of Epcot history. Let's go over what to expect on this Disney roller coaster ride. Since the opening ceremony on May 27, 2020, Guardians of the Galaxy has been a fan favorite at Walt Disney World. This attraction is showcased like a pavilion and world showcase. It features exhibits and presentations of the culture of the Nova Empire, Xandar. Without giving too much away, you'll board a vehicle to help the Guardians stop a celestial being from destroying the Earth. And the thing that makes this ride so unique is that you don't know what type of soundtrack you're gonna get to experience your ride. There are 6 different songs that can randomly get selected on your ride vehicle during your experience. And they are September by Earth, Wind and Fire, One Way or Another by Blondie, Everybody Wants to Rule the World by Tears for Fears, Congo by Miami Sound Machine, I ran by a flock of seagulls, Disco Inferno by the Tramps. This ride is so incredible, and it's a little bit faster than I thought, and it can reach speeds of up to 60 miles per hour. Now, when I told my sister, who was kind of scared to get on the ride, I was like, no, there's no backwards lunch. I forgot. And I swore her up and down there wasn't one, but I couldn't remember. So when we got on it, she was like, what? Because that's the first lunch. It's backwards. And all you hear me in the roller coaster ride, throughout the music, throughout everyone scream is, I'm sorry, I forgot it went backwards. And she was like, I felt so bad for her. I was holding her hand, and it was a little bit more twisty than I thought, and it's way faster than I thought. When we got off, she was still smiling, so I felt like I was still in her good graces, and I just said, I'm so sorry. She's like, you know what, it was fun. It was fun. And I said, I'm sorry, one more time, because I totally forgot about that backwards lunch. But you know, she had a great time, so you know, I redeemed myself. But I just wanted to make sure that I told you that story so that you can be aware of some of the things to expect on the Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, those are my top 5 rides at Epcot for this year. Let me know which one's your favorite in the comment section below. And should I have included the Living with the Land ride? It's my favorite, but is it yours? Also, if you want your full guide to doing Epcot like a pro, planning your Walt Disney World vacation, I have a free travel guide below for you to grab today. And until next time, happy park hopping hipsters.